have a huge clash coming your way now. We're going to see the Jeep ratings leader up against the new world number 2, John Florence. Can Matt Wilkinson hold on against one of the best barrel riders on the planet? We're going to find out, and it's going to be a quick start for Wilco, whose forehand has been pretty impressive so far here at Cloudbreak. Has a lot of speed here, looking to line up this inside section, but it just clamps. If he can get around it, he might be able to set up a good run through the inside, but that wave was just ugly from the outset. And it doesn't look like John's on the one behind him.
Well, absolutely. Matt Wilkinson can take John out, even though John, you know, on paper is the favorite.
Here goes Florence, just casual. Drops his body into the wall of this wave. There's a bit of foam on the face, no dramas. And he'll find the exit and bring it right through to the inside, bashing the closeout section. On John's last heat, Jadson's best chance in round 5 of overcoming this man was to get the best sets. And unfortunately for him, his wave selection was off, and John easily made it through to this quarterfinal heat.
Yeah, it's exactly the same kind of setup, you know, and it's not easy to see out there. That's the problem, you know. At most surf events, you sit out at the top of the reef and you wait for a set wave. But here at Cloudbreak, you have to find it. You have to really hunt the line.
Had a heavy couple of wipeouts through round 4 and 5 yesterday. Opted not to have a warm-up session out there yesterday afternoon. But he's always at home in waves like this as Matt Wilkinson finds a gem. This wave spitting, and he is casual on the exit. All style as the Australian finds one of the waves of the day.
What I was alluding to, you know, there probably was a little more time inside the barrel had he slowed himself down. Now, is it easy to do? No way. You know, you're going so fast out there, it's tough to stick your arms in a wall. But right here, he's pretty slotted, definitely right there, and now he just kind of chills. So maybe at the last third of that barrel, he could have tried to slow himself down to make it look more dramatic, but his line was already set, so it's going to be a solid score.
Well, some of these waves, they stay more open than others. Some want to clamp up. This one, it was beautiful from the outset.
Yeah, he definitely let the wave do the work there. It was wide open. It was kind of a heavy square looking wave. It wasn't those almond shaped ones where he had to work for his exit. You know, as he surfs through this heat, you're going to see him catch a lot of waves. He's going to be hunting these growers, these small to medium sized waves on the inside. You know, they're not obvious, but he's looking for a line. It's the same with all the best guys that surf out here. They look for a wave that is going to line up all the way across the reef through the inside bowl. So that's what makes someone like John so dangerous in his heat. He's going to be hunting this lineup. And as a result, he missed it. This is the second wave of the set. John, not sure if Priority was going to switch to him yet, so wisely waiting for that decision to be made by the judges. He didn't want to stroke for it.
And things shaping up nicely here at the moment. A bit more swell in the lineup, but a longer period swell. And the surfers at the moment figuring it out. There's the replay of Matt Wilkinson surrendering his priority. It was a great opportunity for the Australian. He already has a 7.73 snooping. And he likes what he sees down the line. A late drop, sliding sideways, a bit of cover to begin with. Now this wave starting to reel, and John lets go of the rail, but he doesn't get a clean run to the exit, and he has to go a low road to find some space and reappear for the judges.
Pretty amazing ride, really, from John. Even though it's going to be an average score, that wave was tricky. It was kind of a closeout. You know, it had great pace at the very start, and then it stretched way too long across the reef, but he maxed it out. So he's going to get an okay score. Definitely a better rhythm right now for Matty. Slides in, no, that is a technical effort right there. That's so tough to do. So it's way easier to drop to the bottom and take a bottom turn. But John, realizing that that barrel was already hollow, he tried to slide down the face and pull in straight away. So right there, he's going to grab the rail and slide down there. No bottom turn. And now he sees the wave's going to close out. So he gets a couple pumps in and then goes out of the doggy door. So crazy technical ride, but, you know, it grows. It actually looks like it's gaining height and strength across the reef.
Well, John, down the line, he's going to swoop straight to the bottom. And this one's going to shut down. So he gets out of there, 14 minutes to go. Surfs pipeline at its biggest. You see him get big sets on the head. None of these guys are immune to taking beatings out here at Cloudbreak as we see the replay of this ride.
No, it doesn't feel good. And on that wave right there, John actually got sucked over the falls. So this was almost a perfect wave. Look at all the size in that thing. It was, what we were talking about is growing down the reef, but it didn't have an exit. That thing lined up all at once, so it closed out. Excellent score. He's going to put John in a bad spot.
Here goes Wilco now. He has used his priority on this wave, setting it up and pulling into the barrel. This thing's going to spit. Wilco comes out. He's been going to some pretty solid turns throughout the contest. Smashes that section and kicks out. So this will be his second best score. He only needs a 3.2. He's going back to the lead. In a three-man non-elimination heat, you'd say sometimes that luck is on your side with the rhythm of a heat, but like you said, John's made some priority errors. Matt's had one of his own, but he made up for it here.
Yeah, good rhythm right there. Deep for just a second, but I love this layback carve. Sticks that back arm in the wall. Pretty classic right there. Great power move, so that'll add just a little bit of score for him, but it's all about this tube right here. And it's a really thick one. It's a tall square barrel, which is great for Wilco, and he got nice and deep. The only thing that will keep this score in check is it wasn't a very long barrel, but again, more than a backup score for him, so John's going to need a sizey score.
Not in a position to get this wave, but Matt Wilkinson on the inside, grabs that wall, slowing down. He's in there locked. Not as solid as his previous barrel. It won't go into his top two, but the potential is there.
So again, now it's getting kind of frustrating for him. He wants the ocean to cooperate. Just a throwaway score for Matty, but again, John had to look back around his shoulder and go, wait, is he getting barreled right now? Is that going to be an 8?
Dreamy 3.17.
There's John. You see him splashing water out the back. So that's the example now. So there's all that noise between John's ears. That's what we love to watch as spectators, the psychology of every single heat.
Trying to get himself in the ultimate spot. Doesn't want to be too far out on the shoulder. And he's going to drop to the bottom. No hands. He pumps into this one. He is in there somewhere. Can he come out? Well, that was guaranteed going to be a 10-point ride if John Florence reappeared. Talk to me about what each of these competitors are feeling at this point after the replay.
Holy smoke. So big pump for John. No grab. He was trying to get as much speed and distance as he could as he pulled into that barrel. But once he's locked in, he's at the mercy of the pace of the wave. So right here, he's going to stand tall, watch the floor of the barrel. It's going to open straight up, right through the trapdoor. There was no way, just a little too deep, Ronnie. Had he been maybe 6-8 feet at the most further in front of that foam ball, he could have made it out of that.
Matt Wilkinson looks like he'll be taking on his best mate in the semi-finals.
Yeah, this is huge for him. And now we just focus right back on the world title for Matt. He's going to have a commanding lead going into J-Bay.
And it feels somewhat disappointing in some ways, just because you know the potential for John in this lineup at the moment, with all this size, being arguably the best barrel rider of all time, and we're not going to be seeing him in the semi-finals.